Hey guys, welcome. Welcome aboard if you're brand new. Welcome back if you're not, and welcome home if that sits perfectly for you. Today we want to do what's up for the next 10 days. As always, we'll do this as a pick a card. I have 3 decks, Heaven and Earth, Beautiful Rebellion, and Lunalapin. I would like to differentiate these in the event that you don't already have an intuitive sense here. I'm going to grab a card from the Oracle of Ascendence and just choose in that way to give you a little bit more intuitive pull on whatever your pile or your messages might be. Please remember that this is where your intuition becomes part of this magic. And so please don't push. Allow the pile and messages to choose you. And if these messages don't resonate for you, like if you choose a pile and it doesn't resonate, that's okay, right? It's okay. It might not be your day. These are general readings. So anything that doesn't resonate for you, that doesn't hit the yeah button in your soul, you just leave it here. It's all good. Okay, let's check these out. Ooh, pile number 1, you have the moon. Lovely. Pile number 2, you have the Triskele. Also very lovely. Pile number 3, ooh, you have the Sigil of Atlantis. I love how these are, I don't know, they speak to me as kind of progressions, right? Yeah, I like it. Okay, as always, here's what we're going to do. If you feel like you have a bead on what you'd like in terms of your pile, you may go ahead and hit that timestamp at any time. You can listen to 1, 2, or all of these piles. That's absolutely fine with me. If you'd like to be here while we shuffle and grab the oracle piles for each of these, sometimes we get general messages, so sometimes those pop in, sometimes they don't. If you want to stay for that, you absolutely may. Other than that, I will see you in your reading or in the shuffling. Okay? All right, guys. If you enjoy the shuffle, here we go. As always, remembering, we talked about it, these are general readings, so please do not push or force anything, right? If it's your story, it's going to come right out and say howdy. And if it is not your story, it won't. It absolutely won't. And that is okay. Whoa. Wow. Okay. All right. So, here we try and get some general messages. This one's loud, right? So Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer, right? It's what we all come in to do. So it's that mission, right? That thing that you keep coming back to, right? I almost want to say it's almost like a soul wound, right? It's the thing that is there for your greatest learning. And the more work you do on your Chiron wound, the more you're able to help the people around you because you have learned how to help yourself. All right. So the key here is, as we want to talk about Chiron, so paying attention to your patterns, right? Really looking at that thing that you say, oh my gosh, why does this keep happening to me, right? Those are Chiron wounds, patterns that happen over a lifetime. Also, look at your family patterns, right? Because quite often a Chiron wound will run through a family up until somebody says, yeah, we're not doing this anymore, and chooses to be the cycle breaker. So however that feels to you, that is one of those things where quite often that Chiron wound is your biggest curse, and as always, we're air quoting that, right? Your biggest curse, but also your biggest gift, because it creates healing that really propels you toward a next level healing. So all of those things. Chiron right now is in Aries. Chiron has been in Aries for a while. Chiron is a slow mover. So I'm going to assume, because we're having this conversation when Chiron is in Aries, and Chiron will be in Aries for a while, that this is really about being a self-starter in your own healing, really taking action and being engaged, and in that active participation with your self-healing. So if that's something that you're working on, or if it's something that you've been like, oh, I really need to get moving on figuring this pattern out, or I really need to find out why this keeps happening, now's the time. So if that's your message, blessings, because Chiron is always an exciting kind of awareness. So again, we have piles 1, 2, and 3. Feel into that. See which one you feel like speaks to you today, and take your time. Let your body feel into those choices, and make it based on what it feels like, right? What your intuition says, not just, ooh, I think that's a pretty picture, right? Let it choose you. And yeah, I'll see you in your pile or piles. Hey, pile number 1. All right, you start off with the moon. Beautiful. So the moon is all about cycles, right? The moon is deep emotion. The moon is feeling, thought, memory, all those magical sorts of things. It's about mothering and nurturing and the unknown, right? Things that might have been hidden. So there's a lot of crossover in terms of our general card, which fell out, which was Chiron, right? So this moon card really offers some insight. Yeah. All right, let's see what else you have here. Oh, how very opposite. You have take action and fire. So the take action card means just that, right? Fire energy is how you put things out into the world, how you put them into motion, how you exert your choices and your will. Now here's the thing, that doesn't always have to be in an outright kind of way, right? You can, well, they always say, not making a choice is making a choice. But here, this is more the gentle way, right? The gentle way of action, perhaps. We'll see. All right, here you have, oh, how nice. The Knight. The Knight. Yeah. I love this card. It's so beautiful. So the Knight is about really facing that depth, that darkness, in the way that creates a remembrance, an acceptance of the darkness, right? This is actually quite lovely. Let's see what this last one is. Oh, the hummingbird. Interesting. Energy, the hummingbird. So you have two really, really yin cards and two really yang cards, right? That hummingbird being all about excitement and enthusiasm and motion, again, right? A little more about like metered progress, right? But also about really having a singular job, like, right? Like you have one job, or a specialization, right? Let's put it that way. That's perhaps the right thing that I'd like to say. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to create a little bit more space here. Just going to move that Chiron card down here. So he's out of the way. I'd like to have a little more room over here. Anyway, I like this. I like the way that this is balanced, right? This is really, there are some internal and external focuses here that are quite lovely in terms of balance, especially since you started out with the moon. So pile number one, for the next 10 days, I would say that you're really looking at finding the balance in that as above, so below way whenever it comes to your healing, whenever it comes to the actions that you want to take in the world. And the fact of the matter is, you have to remember that in the balance here, there is that concept of gentle action. There is that concept of repetitive action, right? And in the way that whatever it is that you're doing, whatever these choices are that you need to be making that are working on your healing self, it is all about balance. It's about balance of ideas, right? Especially if you have something like a fire and air balance, right? Which is really what this is here. Or fire and water. Well, fire and water. Yeah, fire and water, fire and air. So at any rate, the key is to just really be in what you're doing and understand that you're making choices that are going to affect what it is that's coming, not just toward you, but what it is that you're going to be creating. Yeah. And that, okay. And that motion that you're going to be choosing always has to do with balance, right? Remembering that you are in the center. You're steering one way or the other. And if you can keep that balance, then you won't be veering off course. You'll always be hitting your own mark. And here's the deal. I struggle with those kinds of distinctions, mostly because I don't know that, certain here to there is always what it's about, right? It's all about how you get there. But if the side quest isn't the action that you're looking for, right? Because sometimes the side quest is the action that you're looking for. You're definitely creating in the moment, though, right? Because that in the moment creation is that point of balance. And you have everything that's pointing you back to self here. Every time, you're shown right back to yourself. And the opportunities that are arising for you. And you're going to have some very real opportunities, and some real opportunities for progress, which is wonderful. I'm going to say to you right now, pile number one, stay out of your own way and stay out of your own history. We learn from the past, right? But if we get fixated on the past, then we're stuck there. And so if you're looking to close out cycles, if you're looking to level up, if you're looking to move forward, and you are, right? You are, but you have to wrap up what it is that you want to take with you. You have to understand the lessons that you've been learning in the here and now. And the reason for your leveling up, which is always, 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 the fact that you're in motion, right? You're always moving in the forward motion by being fully present in your now, right? But you have so much in terms of opportunity and the way that you can move into the future should you choose, right? Should you choose to witness that depth and pull it forward. So I love this. So it seems to me as though the next 10 days are really going to have a lot of opportunity couched in depth, right? There's nothing, honestly, that's going to be out of your way here. I just love this, right? You have tons of opportunity. You have tons of movement, it seems like what it is that's being required of you is to really release the past and to witness your, let's say it this way, to witness your creation of habits and tradition and action in the now is what's going to allow you to move forward. And if you're going to choose to hook back into the past in any way, it's going to prevent all of this, right? What you want to do is be creating something, right? This Eight of Pentacles is saying, practice, 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 practice. Your balance, your progress is going to come from the way that you show up in terms of practicing. And so, you know, just make sure that you're fully committed to that, whatever it is that you're choosing in the here and now. Yeah, you have tons of grounding, absolutely. And ooh, nice. Tons of, let's call it rest time, right? You have lots of perspective, lots of new energy coming toward you, and that's going to allow you to put that energy into motion again. Again, the inner work is informing the external progress. So whatever it is that you've got going on, whatever it is you're being asked to leave behind, it's a soul level choice, right? It's a soul level choice to step away from the fear of the darkness, the apprehension of the darkness, and move toward motion into your future, right? I love it though. I love it. Look at that, 9 of Cups. So if your guidance is the 9 of Cups, here's what I want you to know. You've got this. Just remember that at every turn, you're in control of your emotional state. You're in charge of how you feel, and how you feel is going to inform the way that you move forward. So if you wish to move forward, it's all about pulling it all back and taking control of you, right? Doing the healing work of your own balance, of your own alignment. This is the only place that you're going to be able to find motion, is in the present. So really focusing on your now, your chosen movements, your chosen actions, whatever that is, and letting go of this concept of scarcity in terms of anything, right? Anything that you believe you don't have, whether that is love or money or a great new job or self-worth or the concept of happiness, anything that you believe you're lacking. If you can look within, if you can have the courage to get deep, really deep into your own darkness, you have a brilliant opportunity to heal that wound in the next 10 days. So, pile number 1. This is wish fulfillment, y'all. Ask for it and then let it show up. Okay? Big giant blessings. Hit like, hit subscribe, and come back and see me. Hey, my pile number 2s. You who chose the Triskele. Beautiful. Beautiful. So this is a symbol of the ancient goddess. Okay, so this was Maiden Mother Crone. Before there was Father, Son, Holy Spirit, there was the goddess. And in her 3 forms, Maiden, Mother, Crone, she represents creation and preservation and destruction. Right? And so this is about death and rebirth. This is about cycles. This is about the way we live our lives in every aspect, right? It's that beautiful fractal patterning. There is no beginning. There is no end. There is only the continuous progress. So this is a conversation about breaking stagnant energy. And since if you did not stay for the shuffling, which is absolutely fine, our message card was Chiron. And Chiron is about exactly that, right? Identification and witnessing your cycles where you need healing. So let's keep going and see what else you got here. Nice, nice. So you get Sagittarius, the gypsy, right? This is totally Sagittarius energy. So Sagittarius is also immersion energy, right? This is the way that we identify with higher concepts. So higher learning, higher mind, right? Philosophy, religion, things like that. The highest concepts. So what is it that you're healing? Where are you healing your divine wounds, right? Because sometimes we come in with this need to witness. Interesting. This is an interesting message that's coming through. So if this is applying to you, it may be some or one of you only. If you are having some kind of squabble with the divine right now, right? Like you're mad at God, you're mad at Creator, you're mad at Source, for whatever reason, right? If you're feeling like you haven't been given what you require, that's a lot. Right. Now, here's the other thing. If you feel like you have all those things that you need, that's beautiful, right? That could be a result of your healing. So let's keep going. Okay, beautiful. You have the white owl. So this card is about insight, right? Owls are always about wisdom. Owls are always about how you see through time and space, right? So this beautiful message here is about witnessing the way that you can see through time and space when it comes to your own woundings, right? This is also a reminder to really witness the way that you're perceiving your cycles, even as they relate to death and life, and also creation and preservation and destruction, right? Witnessing yourself as representing land and sea and sky, all of those kinds of things. How can you witness that with greater knowledge, with greater vision, with greater purity, right? Instead of standing in the way of this idea and being mad about it, how can you witness it as part of your required journey to come to union, right? How can you do that? Lovely. Last but not least, you have the raven. That's awesome. That's beautiful. So the raven is about secrets, right? Sorry, I almost made a SpongeBob secret box reference, but the raven is about secrets, and the way that you allow for revelation, and the way that you tolerate mystery. And here's the deal. In order to have a relationship with the mysteries, you have to be willing to tolerate mystery. You have to get right with the fact that sometimes you might not be able to get the answer that you feel like you want. And sometimes that curiosity, that itch, right, that persistence, but has to be let go in order to really get to the heart of your truth, right? That that raven energy is always attracted to the underside, the shiny thing in the underside, right? Which, come on, that's gorgeous. That's a beautiful analogy in terms of what we're looking for when we're talking about the deepest understanding. Where is the shiny thing in the darkness? Where is the shiny thing in the darkness? And here's the deal. You have a brilliant opportunity in the next 10 days to have that super keen, almost X-ray vision. So how amazing is that? And also, really, the insight, is that the right word? The 1 foot in and 1 foot outness in order to make that really work for you on the grandest, widest scale possible. The key is whether or not you're willing to let go of your old patterns, my gypsy friends here. So remember that that gypsy energy pulls that knapsack along with them, right? So unless you're willing to give up one part of the cycle, you can't get to the next unless you're willing to understand that the lock is the void and the key is the requirement, right? That you have to get comfortable with that emptiness first before you can move forward into what is absolutely your truth, right? What is absolutely the shiny thing. And so sometimes, you know, yeah, see that, I knew we'd get the Hanged Man. It's really all about changing your perspective here in terms of what you have required. And if that concept of having an issue right now with divine plan, with divine plan is working for you, like if that resonates with you, then really what you're being advised to do is to stop. Look a different way, right? You can't be in motion and pay attention to details. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. You know, you have to pay attention to the details and then be into motion. So this owl says, stop, notice what you're noticing, and then move, right? You have to know where you're going before you launch into flight. If what you're looking for is this awareness, this insight, this depth. And here's the thing, you can do it the other way. But you're probably not going to have the same result, right? Think about an owl that just flew around and in circles, looking and looking and looking and looking and looking. Well, guess what would happen? Nothing, right? And stop and think about this arrow of Sagittarius is about being present in the now, but knowing what your goal is, right? Pulling that arrow back and knowing where it's going. Well, the release is the choice, right? But it's that choice is in motion as the tension is being created in order to move forward. So in the way that, oh, look at all of this. So in the way that you're digging right now, I think that you're going to have some revelations, some uncoverings that are going to make you go, whoa, wait, what? Remember, we're talking about an overarching sense of Chiron energy here. What am I healing? This is always the question. What am I healing, right? So perhaps what you're healing is this being in motion before you choose what it is that you prefer, before it is that you choose what direction it is that you want. Remember, the universe can only give you what it is that you want once you know. So if you've been plumbing your depths and if you've been really taking stock of what's been going on in the past, where did I have these problems, right? And how do I want to move forward? That's beautiful. Then stop. Right? Stop, stop, stop. Look at where you're planting seeds, because that's going to be critical. If you're going to be, let's say, in conflict with like, here's the deal. If you're planting carrot seeds and you want potatoes, you're going to have an issue, right? Because you're going to be taking care of these carrot seeds, and then when they grow to ripeness and you're like, but I didn't want carrots. This is a problem, right? So if you're not getting what you want out of life, ask yourself why. Ask yourself what it is that you're creating in terms of the energy of the way that you're tending what is there, right? If you're using old plans, if you're using old methods, if you're steeped in old beliefs, if you're walking in the same old path, if your feet just keep finding the same old rut, guess what? You're gonna get exactly that time after time. And you know what? You don't like it. Sagittarius wants that energy to be new. It wants to uncover and move on, uncover and move on, level up, move forward, level up, move forward. But if you're stuck in the past, you're not leveling up. Therefore, you cannot move forward, right? And remember that all of this is done in the now. The light is here and now. The seeds are here and now. The work is here and now. And here's the thing. You have a divine pair, King and Queen of Wands, with the 9 in between them, right? So if you are putting your energy toward a thing that is challenging for you, right? And you're creating some kind of story about how it should work for you. It just should work. It can't work if you're pulling forward the same energy that you've been in. So in the next 10 days, my pile number 2s, what you're going to be asked to do is to shift your awareness from those things that have been limiting you. Oh yeah, look at that. Right, you're going to have to step out of the "this is my identity" circle, right? You can't look backward. You can't say, but this is how I got here, right? This has been fine long enough. Or the other thing is, you can't be dragging your past memories forward. Yeah, look at, you might want to listen to pile number 1. There's a lot of similarity here. In order to move forward, you have to release what's hurting you. In order to step into your destiny, in order to create your solid foundation and move as your legacy, okay? Move as your legacy, right? And what I mean by that is, in order to fully claim your own healing, you must put down what hurt you. You must learn the lesson and move forward from there, right? You can't expect... you cannot expect what hurt you to give you a different result in the here and now. It just doesn't work like that. Wow, yeah, you really need to listen to pile number 1. So, wow. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, pile number 1. Go back and listen to pile number 2 after this. So, in order to find solid footing and make these choices in the present, you must release what's back here. You have to do the work of allowing for that insight, allowing for the purity of the message to move you into the next cycle, right? Remember, we talked about it. This is where you draw the bow. This is where the presence comes in. This is where you can dig. This is where you can find what's up for you. Until you do that, the motion is not possible. You can't even healthily be in your now. You can't make choices for the future if you can't even be in your present, because that's the only place, right? So heart space, always looking back into your heart space to make sure that you are in alignment and not BSing yourself, right? If you've given a lot of energy to something that doesn't feel good, ask yourself why. Ask yourself why, and then don't recoil from the answer. The only way you can heal it is to really witness what's down there in the dirt, in the mud. Find the shiny thing, right? Find the shiny thing. The universe is going to show it to you. Here you go, here you go, here you go. Ask, and then don't be afraid of your answers. And look, this is beautiful balance, right? This is perfect. If you can make those choices, and guess what? You can. You can. Pile number 2. Okay. Next 10 days, you have a mission. Be on it. Hit like, hit subscribe, come back. Let me know how this goes. And mostly, take care. Okay? Be blessed. Hey, pile number 3. Let's see what you got going on. So you start with the Sigil of Atlantis. I love this. First of all, I just do. I have such a pull to Atlantis and Lemuria. Always have. So I love this, right? This is about healing energy. Now, because we have this general card of Chiron, which fell out as a message, we're going to double that up, right? So this is really looking at your power in your healing process, right? Witnessing that energy is everything, and that you're controlling that. You have the power to choose healing or stagnation, really, right? You have the power to elevate or not. You have the power of choice, which is always the way that energy is going to flow. So I like that, especially in this overarching energy here. Of course. So you also have transmutation, the hand chakra, right? Beautiful. This is, again, about transmuting negativity. This is about, and here's the deal, as always, we're air quoting negativity because energy simply is. We label it good or bad. We label it positive or negative. We call it that when the reality is there's only energy, right? How you work with it, how you label it, how you connect to it, how you witness it as being active in your experience, that's a whole nother ball game, right? That might be the whole ball game, but you're in control of that, right? You're in control of that. This is about healing touch. It's about what are you willing to let go of so that you can find something new, and then let go of that and find something new, and then let go of that and find something new. So it's constant cycle of transmutation. What comes into your field, you transmute into the energy you're choosing. Guess what? That's amazing, right? We love that. Oh, nice. You also have the Luna Moth. Beautiful. So the Luna Moth talks about attraction. It talks about what you're drawing to you. It also is an energy of briefness, right? There is a reminder here that this work that you're doing, get it done, right? This is like a don't mess around kind of warning, like, hey, get busy. What are you doing? Why are you running around in circles? You have the power. Why don't you use it? And if you're not, why not? Ask yourself, right? Oh. And then you have this cute little koala for protection, right? Beautiful. The cross of matter. Absolutely lovely. The koala is talking about your divine protection. This is beautiful. This is really the way that you're safe to do this work, the way that you have plenty of helpers, you have plenty of space holders, you have plenty of information available to you. You have all of the opportunities. Every experience for you is an opportunity to really heal what it is that you need to heal, to gather what you need to gather. All of your resources are provided. Are you utilizing them, right? The warning here, the beware, when it comes to that koala card, is always about laziness, right? And apathy. And so again, you're urged to witness the fact that if you're messing around, why are you messing around? Like this, you came here to do a job. What you doing instead, right? And I would also say that's echoed here in Atlantis. Yeah. Yep. Do you get that? Do you understand why? So the key is that Atlantis had a time span, right? So don't mess around. Don't mess around, my peoples. It's time to get healing, right? All our timelines are basically merging. I don't like the term collapsing. I disagree with that. The connotation of the word collapsing, I'm going to say merging. 3 of Swords. And okay, so yeah. So again, these lessons that are available to you are big lessons, and it's about what are you going to do with them. It doesn't matter how slowly you're making progress, right? It doesn't matter how slowly you're healing. as long as you're healing, right? This says you might be taking your time. There's a difference in taking your time and being lazy, but you have to still be moving, right? That difference between stillness and stagnation is really highlighted here in terms of the way that you're approaching your now. If you're just kind of messing around, if you're just kind of putzing, right? And by that I mean, if you're not really taking your own journey seriously, if you're not taking your own self-exploration, self-discovery, if you're not putting that active quality to it, and you're here listening to this, what exactly are you doing? Well, I'll tell you what you're doing, my little pile number 3s. You're getting ready. So let's consider that up until now, you've been able to coast. You have had this, I don't want to call it permission, but you've been kind of maybe just sliding or kind of just thinking about, well, yeah, I guess I ought to figure out this shadow work thing. Yeah, I guess maybe I ought to see a healer. Yeah, I guess maybe I ought to take my personal health, healing, energetic health, psychological health, emotional health, spiritual health. This is the time, right? You are being given your marching orders when it comes to healing yourself, when it comes to the way that you're being asked to dismantle your old patterns and create something new. You have nothing but solid foundation available to you should you choose. And by the way, you're choosing because you're here, right? You have nothing but solid foundation materials here, but you're going to have to stop and say, wait, why? Why am I doing this? Why did I do this? Why have I been doing this? Oh, let me change this idea because this idea isn't working for me. Even though it's really planted deeply, I'm going to take my, I'm going to exercise my will and move forward, right? It may be that you've been kind of blocking yourself. In fact, I would suggest it's highly suspect that you haven't been blocking yourself, but I don't think that's really going to last much longer. You have so many new opportunities coming toward you. I'm going to say there's a community aspect here, so it may be that the people around you will have a great way to point you in the right direction so that you're able to release these old patterns that have been holding you back. And I do mean holding you back, right? You got the Hierophant, the Devil, Temperance, 3 of Swords, 5 of Wands, and somewhere I believe you have the, yeah, then the 5 of Cups. So all of these cards are representative of walking in circles. Everybody's got the 3 of Wands, dudes. Yeah, this is about moving forward. It's about leaving the crap behind you, right? Literally, here this sentence in tarot says, whatever you've been doing, it's time to let the nonsense go and move toward what's going to be healing for you. And you have the power of discernment. You've just not been using it. So this, consider this message to be your wake-up call. Pile number 3, like, good morning. Yeah, it's time to move, and it's time to move with your heart. Woo! Remember we talked about everything you need is always given to you, right? So, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you might need some facilitation. You might be looking for some, I'm not a person who says, find the right program. I am a person who says find the right resources. They are always available to you, whether that is simply an idea that you read in a book, that you hear in a song. It doesn't have to be something grand and intricate. It can be one thing that shifts your entire consciousness just by the overarching way that it is able to shift you out of the rut, right? So whatever it is that's going on for you, my pile number 3s, the outcome is going to be amazing, right? So start the work. Ready, set, go. You don't have any more downtime. You don't have any more excuse making time. right? That whole, well, I'd love to, but, no, we're taking that but out and putting yourself into motion. Again, if you need help, find it. You have it. You have that available to you. But you should be hearing the TikTok of your need to move forward very loudly, very loudly indeed. So pile number 3, listen to the TikTok, right? Listen to the directive, which is let's go. So do that, right? Also, here's another thing you can do. Hit like, hit subscribe, come back, let me know how this goes. And until I catch up with you the next time, I would like to wish you the very, very best of everything, right? Do this work. It will change your life. It will change your consciousness. It will change your trajectory. It will change your everything. So don't put it off, right? You're not wasting the time. You're only wasting yourself, your breath, your life, your opportunities. So good luck and take care.